On the straight drive. Beautifully timed by Stuart Law. No bother running.
First board from Oldroyd. And it's cut away by Stuart Law. Long chase for Joe Angel. I don't think he's going to catch it. It'll be an interesting contest. Big Joey on the treadmill didn't make any impression on the ball at all. And again, short. He hasn't timed this one, and Big Joe's not going to chase this one. If you're going to bowl there, Brad, I'll just run and fetch it. Stuart Law's on 17, Martin Lover on 18. He hit his pad then. And it's just over his head, but beautifully timed. Hasn't it whizzed to the fence? It's come off the middle. I think there was cries of catch it, but he just timed it too well, Stuart Law. I'm not sure he intended it to go in the air, but it did.
It was just a defensive sort of push. Hardly followed through on that, but how good was the timing? How good's the bat?
However, he's Martin. He bowled a few to Martin Love. He just couldn't quite dispatch.
Over the top, it was safe. I think deliberate.
Well, up outside the off stump.
Again in the air, but it's through the gap. There was a cries of catch it, but he just timed it too well. But more importantly, placed it. So there's the partnership, 50 and 98 balls. Simon's just about half of those. Two very, very exciting players. And that's a beautiful shot. And as you said, that mid-iron's pretty wide. No hope of cutting that off. Beautiful and straight. I think for Stuart Law, maybe for Simons, who plays a little.
It's amazing. The batsman looking for his 50 or his 100 on 99 or 49. The bowler's tightened right up.
And he's got it here, not in the orthodox manner, but it's come off the outside edge, and that's going to be 4. So Stuart Law gets his 50. And a very good knock it has been for Queensland.
Congratulations, Stuart Law. Scored hard, picked up the 50. Tom Moody's just taken out the second slip to a short mid-wicket position. Might have still been a fraction wide for the second slip.
It's starting to drop out there as this partnership grows.
In the air for some time, but delightfully placed. And Law is now starting to open up and show his class. And there he is, just by the right hand of Nicholson. And it runs away for 4. Oldroyd cuts, fine, and that will race away to the fence.
And again, Stuart Law's got this through. That is a classic shot. Beautifully timed. No need to run for that one. 4 runs. And the Stuart Law has gone over the top this time. They've decided to take Robbie Baker on. Instead of Tom Moody, are you going to bowl your part-time spinners? We're going to have a little piece of that.
Well, this is what the West Australians didn't do to the part-timers last night. They didn't take the attack up to them. They were the medium pacers, and Simons bowled well, and so did the man who's just hit that one, Stuart Law, picking up 6 wickets between them.
And he's got a fine under edge, and this will go all the way, I'm sure. Philly is racing away to the boundary, and it will be. Yes, it's 4.
Good cut shot. It was wide. In the air for a long time. Takes him to 99. Living dangerously. Yeah. Off the pads, and there it is. A magnificent century by Stuart Law. It wasn't without its controversy. And the crowd realised that. He'll take the helmet off. He'll raise the bat to the dressing room. Point to his teammates. And realising the job is not completely done.
I don't know why he's getting a mixed reaction from the crowd here at the whacker. It's not his fault he wasn't given out before. Have a look at the third umpire. You know, he deserves the 100. Been terrific innings from Stuart.
His 19th Sheffield Shield century. And it follows on from a double century earlier this season. Oh, delightful. The straight drive. On the offside, races to the fence.
The bowler went through and got bowled.
And that's cut and up and over, and that'll be 4. No third man. So Third man, Phantom Fielder, would have had another one. And he's trying to go over the top, Stuart Law, and he's lucky to get away with this one. I think it'll run all the way down for a 4, and it has. But that didn't go where it was intended.
The guys have been prepared to sit up there and...
Oh, this is a great shot. It's going to be 4. Don't even bother running. And Stuart Law hasn't. It's 4 for 272.
That was one of them. Dispatched before first up. Hussey to Law.
Again, Stuart Law just rocks back and just absolutely thrashes this through the offside. Backward of point. Beautifully struck, beautifully timed, and beautifully placed.
And once they pass that field.
And he's got that one up and over. I think that was a clever shot in the end by Stuart Law. I think he got himself into a poor position initially, and it came back at him. But in the end, he's played a magnificent shot.
Yes, he just watched it right onto the bat. He did very minimum of movement there. He realised all he's got to do is get the bat on it. You'll see it probably comes back at him. Fairly sharp too, that one from Joe Angel. He's bent his back there. It's gone a long way in the air. Crashes into that third man fence.
And again, looking to get it through the gap, and he has. And again, he'll get 4 more runs. Bruce Yardley and I were talking about it yesterday. The number of runs that have gone down to third man, we estimated somewhere between 60 and 80 runs. And yet you still have the mid-off and mid-on. I'd be inclined to leave the gap at mid-off, have a third man.
Up easily.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a great shot from Stuart Law off the back foot. And herring around from deep third man. It's like Michael Hussey, the man I was talking about. He's a bowler, but that was a very good shot from Stuart Law. He's brought up his 150. Wasn't given too much praise in the paper this morning by the local writer Ken Casellas, but 100 is 100, and he had to get through some very difficult times last evening. There were some bad shots, there was a couple of drop catches, there was the controversial catch, but he still survived, and that's the sign of a very good player. It's a well-deserved 150.
When you can be under a bit of pressure and come through it, makes it an even better innings. Oh, beautifully played off the front foot down through the vacant gully region. Glorious shot.
Oh, there's the shot. I mean, he's taken on the 2 gullies there. He's decided, well, if you're good enough.
At backward point. Yep. One kept coming. He's got the cutaway again. Another magnificent back cut, and that'll run all the way for 4 more.
Wish, have I? Is this Michael Hussey?
It is.
So this is not such a good thing.
Langer was off the field yesterday with a gastric complaint. He's back today. Tom Moody, the skipper, who was on and off a few times yesterday as that fence runs. The ball runs into the fence, the crease.
Now, it's important that Andrew Bickle does his job and tries to stay, but it's always a good contest between fast bowler and fast bowler, and they have to come out to bat.
Slower ball from Nicholson, chance of a run out, direct hit, and he is given out. Stuart Law has been run out. Great work by the Warriors, and eventually they claim the danger man.
Well, there you go. Stuart Law was looking at that bottom line and trying to farm the strike away from Andrew Bickle, but unfortunately he ran himself out, and that was a very good bit of fielding from Nikitaris, and he was well out. He knew when he went past the stumps. He was probably about maybe 2 foot out there. A direct hit, of course, always makes it a little bit more obvious. A good bit of fielding. Well, he was more than 2 foot out. It was probably 2 metres out. He was just trying to farm the strike there, but a very good innings. Let's not lose sight of the fact it was a very, very good innings from Stuart Law. He was able to get the Bulls up over that 100-mark lead, and he was on his way. And to be honest with you, even though he did give a few chances yesterday, that was one of the other things